top 3 things that frustrate people about their financial advisors and planners, and what you can do about it. Hi, my name is Annie, and I provide empowerment, both financial and career, with a bit of soulful wisdom. Before I jump in, I just really want to thank my subscribers, and for those who've liked and put comments in my previous videos. I reply to every comment, and you guys provide some great ideas and solutions that help the rest of our community. So thank you for your support. I'm here to support you right back. Let's jump in. Number 1 frustration that I have seen in my 20 plus years of helping thousands of clients with their financial planning goals and needs, and coaching hundreds of advisors with their practice and how to interact with clients with integrity. Number 1, what I call the Casper Act. You might think of this as the Houdini effect. So you've had an advisor or planner wine and dine you and pay all this attention to you. They finally get your business and maybe the money's transferred over and now they're starting to manage it. And then they disappear. You just don't hear from them anymore. They don't call you as often, they don't communicate as often, and then poof, they're not paying as much attention to you as they used to. Now, I've seen this way too much. It's both frustrating for you as the client as it is for the people on the other side, the other advisors, because we're not all the same. You know, some of us actually continue to nurture that relationship. And so this is a frustration I have seen a lot. So what can you do? Well, this is really about follow-up. And what you can do in advance is ask about their process. How long does something take? How often do they update you, and how will they update you? Is it going to be verbally? Will they get a phone call? Do you prefer email? You get a choice in this. You get to tell them how you prefer to be communicated with and how to get these updates and information sent to you. But also ask them about things like, do they do webinars and events? Do they do workshops throughout the year? And also, how often will they meet with you? Is it every 6 months, once a year, as things come up? But also communicate what you would like to happen, because this is a relationship. Think of any other relationship that you have in your life. You want to be very clear on what your expectations are, how you'd like to be communicated to, how you'd like to be updated and kept in the loop, right? And those kinds of things. Also ask them about their social media. That may be another way for you to continue to learn from your advisor or planner in a way where they're educating you, they're providing tidbits of information on an ongoing basis, and you get to do it when it works for you, whether you're walking the dog, driving in the car, taking some form of public transport. You get to chime in to their social media and their videos at a time that works for you. I find that more and more people want to stay educated on how money works, how money flows, as well as stay connected to their money person. So that's number 1. Number 2, what I like to call silence of the plans. This is when there's a clear lack of communication. Either your advisor or planner is not being proactive in communication. Maybe they're not giving you updates or letting you know what changes are occurring, and you just find out after the fact, which is a horrible experience, right? If an advisor says, oh, I thought you knew, and they clearly didn't communicate it either verbally or in written form, like by email, then that's not a healthy relationship. In fact, it may be a red flag. Now, you want to give them a chance and have that discussion around your expectations, but you really do need to let them know what your expectations are, because it's different for everybody. Not every client is the same. Not every client has the same lifestyle, or they don't always want to hear from you as often as some others do. But there's a clear issue around lack of communication. And there's a lot of research actually that suggests that this is why female advisors tend to be better advisors, because they nurture the relationships, they communicate more effectively, and all this while helping you work smart with your money and help you reach your goals and your needs. So what can you do? You can take charge. Your money is most important to you. Money is a tool. It's really just a tool, but we make money decisions emotionally. So there's no one it's going to be more important to than you. So it's really important that you take charge of this interaction, of this situation, of the level of communication that you'd like, and really let that person know what works for you, what you need. Okay? You're allowed to do that. I give you permission. In fact, I don't know why more clients don't do that. When I have meetings with people who are my clients or thinking of becoming my client, I find that they're kind of timid and shy and not sure if they can ask certain questions. And I highly encourage questions and clarity and communication because it's important to you. It's your money. I'm a guide, I'm a conduit, I have a ton of experience, but it's really what matters most to you. So take charge, communicate your expectations and your needs. Don't expect them to know what you need. There is no standard way of communicating or operating. So it's really important that you are clear on what you need and have that conversation. Now, your planner and advisor may know a lot of financial planning concepts that you don't, which is why they're there to help educate and empower you, but they don't know what works for you. So they really need that information. And if they don't ask those questions, which they should, but if they don't, then you can step up and take charge of that situation and let them know. So put yourself in the driver's seat. Ask if they have a system that they rely on to help them remember what's important to you and the frequency of communication and those types of things. And then hold them to it. Number 3, one size fits all. This is really about giving you generic advice. Now, I find this most often comes up when the advisor or planner or your money person either doesn't have enough knowledge, doesn't have enough experience, or they're just doing what they were trained to do. Now, that's completely possible, and they don't know what they don't know, and you don't know what you don't know. So it's really helpful to know what questions to ask as you're getting into this relationship, or if you already have one, how to improve it. Here's some things, though, that can help increase your chance of success here. If you have someone who is a certified financial planner, now you will see these 3 letters, CFP, after their name, okay? If you have somebody who has that, and their job allows them the flexibility to work on all areas of financial planning, which is, insurance and investments. You can be licensed in both or just one. So you really need to know, what are the capabilities of that advisor? So if they've got their CFP and they have the flexibility to give you the advice on both insurance and investments, which will give you a much better, more rounded picture of your situation, then you're already starting off with a higher chance of success of getting the right advice based on your specific situation. So what else can you do? Ask specific questions to your situation. So for example, based on my savings, expenses, and goals, does it make sense for me to invest in TFSAs? That could be one example. Or does it make sense for me to get this life insurance right now? If you have somebody who is clearly experienced and has the education as a certified financial planner, they have a real clear sense based on what's important for you, what's a priority, and also how things work. So what needs to be a priority that you might not know about. So for example, most people might say, oh no, you're too young, you don't need to get life insurance right now. However, when you're younger is when you're healthiest, and the investment for insurance policies are way cheaper. All right, so this is why it's important to know. Now, if it doesn't make sense for your situation, that person should know that, and they should be really clear with you on that. Here's another question that you can ask. What do other people in my situation usually do? Now, that's kind of a trick question because there are some general practices that can be recommended for most people based on your age, your career situation, your life situation, but a good financial planner will tell you that while they have heard of these things working for other people, based on your situation, here's why it might or might not work. So what you're looking for is some breadth of knowledge, but also the experience to know what would work for you and why they wouldn't recommend certain things for you or why they would. So I hope that helps you out. I've mentioned top 3 frustrations that most clients experience with their advisors or their planners or their money person, and with some solutions as to how you can empower yourself and what you can do to really take charge of this relationship, make it really work for you because it's your money. So those are the top 3 frustrations I have seen in my 20 plus years of experience in the financial services industry. If you can relate, or if you like this video, please share it with somebody else who can relate and get some ideas and solutions that can work for them. like this video, subscribe so you know when my other videos are coming out, and more importantly, put a comment in the comments section about what has worked for you, and please share with the community. I love this to be a conversation, and I look forward to hearing from you. I do reply to the comments. And remember, today, be special to someone, but to make sure that you get it right, practice being special to you first.